Podcasting to the universe.
From the top of Mount Wack.
Live with no pants.
Here's Zach DaWack.
Greetings, red-blooded verified Earth people, and those with no check mark. It's me, the always dapper podcast babbler, your daddy-o cock block from the radio, and the monkey on the mic, here running that semi-professionally trained tongue of mine. I am Zachary Ernesto Wackalina III.
At times, it doesn't seem like anyone's in charge.
Good morning, beautiful people. Welcome to those of you from Salisbury, North Carolina, to Chickasaw, Alabama, Richmond, Indiana, to Schwanfeld, Germany, and all around the world. This is the often secluded, never diluted, always wacky, never tacky, hot rockin' flame-throwing DaWack In Da Morning show. Live from the low-rent, sleazy, and measly Ramen Jam and Nut Hut studios at the DaWack Shack podcasting megaplex at Peachtree Industrial, here in FEMA Region Number 4, somewhere at the outskirts of Atlanta, Georgia.
Totally stoked.
Live out of Studio A once again.
Oh, a microphony. And a phony at the mic. Whoa!
Last time I checked, today is Friday, October 3rd, 2025. This is show 151. Time to check out that birthday list. Noah Schnapp, an actor from Stranger Things and Bridge of Spies, turns 21. Former Ohio State Buckeye quarterback C.J. Stroud, now with the Houston Texans, is 24. Fashion icon A$AP Rocky turns 37. Also turning 37, Alicia Vikander. There's a bunch of 41ers today, starting with Ashley Simpson, Christopher Marquette, Megan Holder, Drake White, and Cheryl Green, all turning 41 today. Tessa Thompson is 42. Turning 43 is Mark King. He's the guitarist from Hinder. Actor Seth Gable from Fringe and Salem is 44. Guitarist Josh Klinghoffer is 46. Shannon Sussman from A Knight's Tale is 47. Sean William Scott from American Pie, Dukes of Hazzard, turns 49. Lena Headey from Game of Thrones is 52. The beautiful Nev Campbell from the Scream series and Party of Five turns 52. G-Love from G-Love and Special Sauce is 53. Singer Kevin Richardson from the Backstreet Boys is 54. Hollaback girl Gwen Stefani turns 56. Janelle Maloney from the West Wing is 56 as well. Actor Clive Owen is 61. Motley Crue drummer Tommy Lee is 63. Jack Wagner from General Hospital and Melrose Place is 66. Actor, comedian Greg Proops is 66 as well. Turning 69, actor Peter Frechette. Actor, director Hart Bachner is 69. From Fleetwood Mac, Lindsey Buckingham turns 76. And turning 84 years young today, Mr. Chubby Checker. And people that passed away today: in 1967, folk singer Woody Guthrie. In 2004, Janet Leigh, an actress who shocked movie audiences with her role as Marion Crane in Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho. She was 77.
It happened on this day as if you cared.
In 1789, President George Washington issued a Thanksgiving proclamation on October 3rd, designating Thursday, November 26th, as the first National Day of Thanks. The proclamation was a response to a request from both houses of Congress asking him to recommend a day for the public to acknowledge the many and signal favors of God or dogs and to give thanks for the new government and newfound civil and religious liberties. Also, in 1863, Lincoln established the last Thursday of November as the National Day of Thanksgiving, partly in response to Union victories in the war. In 1942, German rocket scientist Werner von Braun's brainchild, the V-2 missile, is fired successfully from Peenemünde, an island off Germany's Baltic coast. It traveled 118 miles. It proved extraordinarily deadly in the war and was the precursor to the intercontinental ballistic missile of the post-war era. In 1995, on this day, O.J. Simpson was found not guilty of the murders of his ex-wife Nicole and her friend Ronald Goldman. An estimated 107 million people watched the TV news coverage of the verdict. Simpson was later found liable in a civil trial. In 2003, Roy Horn of Siegfried and Roy was in critical condition following a tiger attack during a performance. The tiger, a 7-year-old male named Monocore, was debuting in his first show. In 2011, in a decision that makes international headlines, an Italian appeals court overturns the murder conviction of Amanda Knox, an American exchange student who 2 years earlier was found guilty in the 2007 murder of her British roommate, Meredith Kircher, in Perugia, Italy. At the time of her 2009 conviction, Knox, then 22 years old, received a 26-year prison sentence, while her ex-boyfriend, Italian college student Raphael Solicito, who also was convicted in the slaying, was sentenced to 25 years behind bars. The sensational high-profile case raised questions in the United States about the Italian justice system and whether Knox, who always maintained her innocence, was unfairly convicted. In 2014, when a man's defense lawyer stopped in at a Washington state jail to visit his client, it was discovered the inmate was missing. His escape had gone undetected for 2 days. In 2018, according to a study in the Journal of Family Medicine and Primary Care, 259 people have died taking selfies since 2011. In 2021, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers quarterback Tom Brady became the first all-time leader in career passing yardage. Special events for today: it is Boyfriend Day, it's Butterfly and Hummingbird Day, it is National Body Language Day, it's also Caramel Custard Day, College Radio Day, Consignment Day, Denim Day, Diversity Day, Family TV Show Day, Global Smoothie Day, International Crumhorn Day, Kids Music Day, Look at the Leaves Day, Manufacturing Day, Mean Girls Day, No Sugar Day, Plaid Turd Day, Soft Taco Day, it's Techies Day, National Unity Day, Virus Appreciation Day, no, not really, Wide Awake Day, it's World Romance Scam Prevention Day, and it is World Smile Day. Here's some movies released this day. In 2003, School of Rock debuted, Annabelle and Gone Girl in 2014, and Cult of Chucky released this day in 2017. The Mickey Mouse Club premiered in 1955. The Andy Griffith Show premiered in 1960 on this day. The Dick Van Dyke Show premiered in 1961. According to Jim, released in 2001, Desperate Housewives and Boston Legal came out in 2004, premiering in 2006, Friday Night Lights on NBC, Star Wars The Clone Wars released in 2008, The Original and The Millers released in 2013, and Star Wars Rebels released on this day in 2014. All right, here's a little music history. In 1945, a 10-year-old Elvis Presley performed in public for the first time during a talent contest at the Mississippi-Alabama Dairy Show. He sang Old Shep and came in second place. In 1978, the members of Aerosmith bailed 30 fans out of jail after they were arrested for smoking pot during an Aerosmith concert at the Fort Wayne Coliseum. In 1991, MC Hammer offered a $50,000 reward for the return of Michael Jackson's white glove, which had been stolen from the Motown Museum. This was part of an ongoing battle between Hammer and Michael Jackson. In 1992, Sinead O'Connor made Saturday Night Live history with one of the show's most unforgettable appearances. In a controversial move that defined her career, the Irish singer-songwriter performed a cover of Bob Marley's War, changing the lyric racism to child abuse while holding up a photo of Pope John Paul II. She then tore up the picture and threw the pieces at the camera. The audience was stunned, neither clapping nor booing. NBC, meanwhile, was fined $2.5 million by the FCC for O'Connor's live stunt. In 2000, John Lennon's assassin, Mark David Chapman, was denied parole after serving 20 years in prison. Chapman was interviewed for 50 minutes by the parole board members, who concluded that releasing Chapman would deprecate the seriousness of the crime. In 2011, according to new scientific research, Queen's "We Are the Champions" was found to be the catchiest song ever written. Musicologist Dr. Elysium Pauly from the University of London, England, conducted research into what makes a song memorable and compiled a list of the 10 catchiest songs of all time. During the research, they discovered that sing-along songs contain 4 key elements: long and detailed musical phrases, multiple pitch changes in a song's hook, male vocalists and higher male voices making a noticeable vocal effort, YMCA by the Village People, Sum 41's Fat Lip, and Europe's The Final Countdown were also on that list. And in 2014, a mint condition copy of the Beatles' Please Please Me album, signed by George Harrison, Paul McCartney, John Lennon, and Ringo Starr, sold for $36,655 at an auction held in the U.S. Today's number for the day is 45. That's the percentage of people who say they regularly eat ice cream right from the carton. Yeah, I probably do that like 25% of the time. All right, here's some news. A study finds that if you study your mistakes in order to learn from them, you're more likely to make the same mistake. Researchers suggest forgetting your mistakes and only remembering your successes. For example, celebrities looking for love should forget their marriages that only lasted for a month and remember the ones that made it through an entire year. A study found that the vast majority of exercise influencers are not qualified to give the advice that they are giving. I think that exercise is a waste of time. I'd rather lie very still and wait until my fat cells get bored enough to leave. A study found that organic milk is healthier than non-organic milk. A good rule of thumb is to have at least 3 pieces of pasture grass floating in your milk. A study out of the Netherlands confirmed that exercise spurs creative thinking, which explains why professional athletes generally know what they're doing, as opposed to those lazy idiots who call into sports radio talk shows to complain. Researchers in India found a frog that sounds like a duck quacking. Sounds like that little guy has a chance on India's Got Talent. Researchers say college freshmen aren't getting enough sleep. Quite a shock, I know. In other news, college students are getting too much beer. Well, if you're tired of cheddar, Swiss, Gouda, and feta, Brazil has a different cheese for you. A unique cheese called Taida salvania includes an unusual ingredient, native leafcutter ants. This delicacy was created by the Estancia Sylvania farm as a way to attract tourists interested in rural experiences. The cheese debuted on a dairy conference in France in 2021, where it won a bronze medal. Since then, the ant-infused cheese, which features a distinctive sweetness with notes of almonds, chestnuts, and fennel, has been celebrated in various cheese contests across South America and has become popular in other countries. Yeah, I'll pass on that, thank you. Well, parents are miserable. Researchers from the University of Western Ontario and the Max Planck Institute for Demographic Research wanted to figure out why some families decide to stop at only having one child. So they analyzed data from a German survey that covered more than 20,000 people across the country and tracked their reported well-being from 3 years before having kids to at least 2 years after their first child was born. They found that people are usually pretty happy before having kids. That happiness goes up when anticipating the birth of their first child and stays high during the year their first child is born. After that, everything goes downhill. 30% of parents stated the same level of happiness, but on a 1 to 10 scale, 37% of parents had a 1-unit drop in happiness units, while 19% had a 2-unit drop and 17% had a 3-unit drop. To compare that to actual sad life events, unemployment and the death of a partner usually led to a 1-unit drop in happiness, and divorce only causes a 0.6-unit drop. On average, parenthood leads to a whopping 1.4 unit fall in happiness. There is a very specific recipe for a happy life. Experts studied 4,000 adults and found out that most satisfied people work 7 hours a day, have 5 home-cooked meals per week, and take 2 vacations a year. Hanging out with friends and exercise also helps. Watching TV gives you a boost too, but not too much. Stick to about 3 of your favorite shows a week. Yeah, that's not going to happen in my household. Showering during the workday helps employees become more productive and more creative, according to a study. 4 businesses, a restaurant, an architectural firm, an advertising agency, and a lingerie company, took part in the 8-week study. Employees took a shower break and results showed improvement across a range of areas from mood to productivity. Maybe I'll bring that up at my next employee meeting. I don't know if my boss is going to go for it, but worth a shot, I guess. Hillshire has recalled around 58 million pounds of its meat on a stick due to contamination concerns. The USDA reported that Hillshire's Texas plant is recalling products due to possible wood impurities found in corn dog and sausage stick items under the Jimmy Dean and State Fair brands. If you have these meat on a stick products, take them back to where you bought them. While YouTuber Mr. Beast is responding to criticism over his latest stunt, the YouTuber, real name Jimmy Donaldson, spoke out after posting a video titled "Would You Risk Dying for $500,000" over the weekend, which showed a man navigating a series of what Mr. Beast described as fire-based death traps for a chance to win $500,000. Among the many challenges the player faced, including being locked inside of a burning building, jumping through rings of fire, and being shot out of a cannon. Mr. Beast wrote in a comment on the video, "In case there's any concern about the safety of the stuntman contestant, I just wanted to mention that we take safety extremely seriously. Every challenge was tested by multiple stuntmen. We have a full rescue team on standby with firefighters, EMT, and divers equipped with ambulance and a fire truck." He continued, "We also have a pyro team controlling the fires and multiple fire suppression methods on every challenge to ensure we could essentially turn off the fire if there was ever an issue." A fascinating study asked women about their journey to falling in love with their current partner. An immersive 30% reported experiencing love almost instantly, proving that love at first sight isn't just a fairy tale. Another 30% found themselves falling within several weeks, while 26% took a few months to develop those deep feelings. Interestingly, only 8% needed 6 months to a year, and a patient 4% took over a year before realizing they were in love. The Marriott Hotel wants travelers to respect their name. The hotel's chairman, David Marriott, revealed recently the correct way to pronounce the popular chain. He's not a stickler about the pronunciation of his last name. He says, "I will respond to Marriott or Marriott, but I'm going to give you a tutorial on the correct way to say it." He was sharing this info with a crowd of the Marriott Member Day event last week. He said the correct way to say it is actually Marriott. And now you know. Well, America is winning at chicken consumption. This year, Americans will consume 103 pounds of chicken per person, a new record, and about 3 times the amount of chicken consumed in 1965. Chicken giant Tyson has announced it will be rolling out Tyson Chicken Cups, which are essentially sealed cups of chicken, boneless, lightly breaded boneless, mini dino nuggets, and popcorn chicken bites that are stored frozen and take 90 seconds in a microwave to cook. Well, October 1st was International Coffee Day. Coffee can help lower the odds of developing dementia. No wonder Starbucks is so expensive. They're charging prescription prices. Astronomers may have found another planet that could be suitable for human life. And by suitable, I mean it's got free Wi-Fi. Wallet Hub is named Carmel, Indiana, the best small city in America for 2025, thanks to its strong economic performance, low unemployment, and high median income. Brookfield, Wisconsin, and Apex, North Carolina claimed second and third place in the rankings, which considered 1,318 cities between 25,000 and 100,000 residents. The study evaluated cities using 45 segments across affordability, economic health, education and health, quality of life, and safety. A TikToker named Sarah has shared her frustration over one of her kids spending $4,393.80 in unauthorized Roblox purchases while she was out of town caring for her terminally ill father. Her son unknowingly spent thousands buying virtual game passes to give to a friend, and despite multiple calls to Apple support, her refund request was ultimately denied. Her bank only alerted her after $4,000 in charges had accumulated, with the notification coming during her last evening with her father in Iowa. The unauthorized purchases happened over about 3 days when her son had a friend over and he used her iPad to buy VIP game passes in Roblox to gift to his friend. She spent hours on the phone with Apple the night she discovered the charges, missing time with her father, and had to borrow money from him to get home. The first Apple representative promised a full refund through a claim filing process. After 3 weeks without a refund, a second representative told her the claim wasn't filed correctly and promised to refile it with detailed notes about the situation. Despite providing evidence that she was out of state and that a minor made the purchase without authorization, Apple ultimately denied her refund request as a final judgment. DoorDash has launched Dot, a new autonomous delivery robot intended to revolutionize deliveries in Tempe and Mesa, Arizona. The all-electric Dot can reach speeds of 20 miles an hour for local deliveries. Dot is designed for versatility, using sidewalks, bike lanes, and roads to reach its destination. Yeah, I can't wait for the first viral video of someone's dog chasing their burrito down the street. Canadian police have identified Alice Spence as the woman in the well. Her remains were discovered at a construction site in Saskatoon back in 2006. DNA recently confirmed her identity, making this one of Canada's oldest cold cases solved using genetic genealogy. Spence, who was born in Michigan in 1881, moved to Canada in 1913. It is believed she was murdered between 1916 and 1918. Her body was found dismembered in a barrel within an old well at a former hotel site, which later became a gas station. A mixture of water and gasoline preserved her remains. The breakthrough in the case came when Saskatoon police collaborated with a DNA lab to create a genetic profile of Spence's remains. They tracked down potential relatives using public records and compared those findings to Spence's DNA profile. Your next Lyft ride can be driven by the company's CEO, David Risher, who says that every 6 weeks he'll drive incognito. Risher says he does this to gain first-hand experience with riders and drivers, helping identify areas for improvement within the company. I guess it's kind of like Undercover Boss. An upscale coffee shop named Roaster in Dubai has claimed the Guinness World Record for the most expensive cup of coffee at $680. The cup of coffee was brewed using the V60 brewing method in an Ito Kirko crystal glass crafted in Japan. The V60 brewing method is a pour-over coffee technique using a cone-shaped dripper and a paper filter, where hot water is poured slowly in circles over ground coffee to extract a clean, bright, nuanced cup. The coffee was brewed from a rare Panamanian geisha bean sourced from a farm in Panama. These beans, known for their floral and citrus flavors, were part of a lot that the coffee shop acquired for $604,000 at auction. Along with the coffee, a piece of tiramisu and chocolate ice cream infused with the geisha bean were served. Make way, Starbucks. A swimmer in his early 50s was bitten by a shark while attempting a challenging swim from Catalina Island back to the California mainland. The incident occurred about halfway through the 20-mile Catalina Channel crossing on Tuesday. This route is one part of the prestigious Triple Crown of open water swimming. The man suffered minor injuries from the bite, believed to have been inflicted by a juvenile white shark about 3 to 4 feet long. Shark bites are rare in this area, with only 15 confirmed incidents since 1950. The Triple Crown also includes swims across the English Channel and around Manhattan Island. Swimmers tackling the Catalina Channel typically start at midnight to avoid afternoon winds. Well, you can bring the world of Jurassic Park right to your own backyard if you've got a big enough truck. Field Station Dinosaurs, a theme park dedicated to the ancient reptiles, is closing down and selling off all its unique assets. The park, located in Leonia, New Jersey, has recently listed some of its 30 life-size dinosaur figures on Facebook Marketplace as it prepares to permanently close after the autumn season. The animatronic figures range from $700 to $3,000 each. All buyers are expected to deinstall and collect their dinosaurs themselves at the park. Yeah, no, I got no room for that. A new survey conducted on behalf of Halloween and Costume Association found that 51% of adults who celebrate Halloween will dress up for the day, and 32% of adults who celebrate will also dress up their pets.
We gotta wrap this program to bring you something really, really, really stupid.
Well, I searched far and wide. I've searched the internets, the outernets, the underwebs, and the interwebs. This, my friends, is stupid news. A Japanese man who was visiting a friend in jail ended up with a cell next door when a packet of drugs fell from his pocket in front of the police. Nice job. Police in Berlin reported to a wallaby who was seen roaming freely in the southwest part of the city. The marsupial, which resembles a small kangaroo, escaped from a private enclosure last Sunday. A man and woman fled in a cornfield after a car crash in Kalamazoo County, Michigan, leading to the closure of nearby schools. Deputies received reports of a red Jeep driving erratically. The vehicle struck a tree and then left the scene. Witnesses saw the male driver and female passenger exit the vehicle and briefly return to retrieve what appeared to be a firearm case before running into a nearby cornfield. Canine teams and drones were deployed, and deputies found a guitar case, which was initially mistaken as a gun case. They were caught, and the driver was arrested on felony warrants and faces new charges. Just a reminder that October is a Zombie Preparedness Month in the states of Kansas and Illinois. It's a fun and engaging way to promote general disaster preparedness among residents. The idea is that if people are prepared for something as extreme as a zombie apocalypse, they will also be ready for more likely emergencies like tornadoes or floods. A man in Hudson, Florida has been charged with aggravated cruelty to animals after allegedly killing and consuming 2 of his pet peacocks. According to authorities, Craig Vaught told deputies that he took this action because his neighbor continued to feed the birds. The 61-year-old said that he cooked the peacocks in a frying pan and expressed intentions to eliminate all his pet peacocks to prevent anyone from taking them away. Police in Rhode Island reported that a goat spotted multiple times in the area since September remains elusive. Last week, the goat even broke into a home but managed to escape when officers arrived. However, while searching for the goat, police successfully captured a loose donkey. It's a consolation prize, I guess. Wildlife officials in Washington state shared footage of a black bear swiping a package from a resident's porch. The Washington Department of Fish and Wildlife used the video as a reminder to residents to quickly retrieve deliveries like DoorDash and Uber Eats to avoid attracting unwanted visitors. This particular bear found a sweater rather than some food. Police in San Bruno, California, encountered a self-driving Waymo taxi making an illegal U-turn during a DUI operation early Sunday morning. When officers pulled over the vehicle, they found no driver inside and could not issue a ticket. A social media post made by the police included a photo of an officer inspecting the empty car and humorously stated, "No driver, no hands, no clue." Officers reported the incident to Waymo. A young couple in India has initiated divorce proceedings after repeated failed attempts to get their pets, a dog and a cat, to get along in their family home. The unnamed couple initially bonded over their love for animals, became friends, and later married. After tying the knot in December of last year, the couple moved in together, and that's when things started to go south. The wife said her husband's dog harassed and even attacked her cat repeatedly, while he made it clear before marriage that the woman would not bring her pets when they moved in together, adding that her cat would hover over the fish tank, creating tension in the house. While the woman refused to give up her cat and kept accusing her husband's dog of being aggressive, the husband sided with his canine companion. The couple was referred to counseling several times, and even their relatives tried brokering some kind of reconciliation, but the newlyweds continued to side with their respective pets and ultimately cited irreconcilable differences as grounds for a divorce. In Arizona, a wildlife photographer captured footage of a bear inside a grocery store. The incident occurred Tuesday morning. Charlie Alacoy, the photographer, entered the store after hearing people shout about the bear. Skeptical at first, he quickly discovered a young bear running through the aisles and recorded the encounter. The bear eventually left the store and was seen outside a nearby Starbucks, but it had disappeared by the time the police and Arizona Fish and Wildlife arrived on the scene. Witnesses reported that the bear was not aggressive and there were no injuries. Remember, folks, I don't make up this news, I just report it. And that is stupid news.
Whether you're rich or parking cars, your fate is written in the stars. You don't want to look like a dope, so please listen close for your horoscope.
Here are your world-famous DaWack In Da Morning horoscopes for Friday, October 3rd, 2025, when Mercury is in retro snack, Venus is binge-watching Netflix, and Mars is angrily tweeting about it. If today is your birthday, you are a Libra. Your decision-making skills are shaky today. You'll spend 45 minutes debating between Thai food or pizza, only to burn toast instead. Cosmic irony at its finest.
Comedy is not a stable career.
Scorpio, you'll feel mysterious and magnetic until you realize your zipper's been down. Embrace it. You're now the Scorpio of vulnerability chic.
Ow, what are you doing?
Sagittarius, adventure calls. Unfortunately, it's just your neighbor asking you to help move a couch. You'll pretend you're busy, but the stars know you're actually just binge-watching Judge Judy reruns.
Oh, you ungrateful metal pansy!
Capricorn, your productivity is legendary. Today, you'll make 37 lists and complete 0 tasks. But hey, your stationery looks great. Gold star. Aquarius, you'll feel innovative today and try to make pumpkin spice ramen happen. Please don't. Humanity has suffered enough.
Please be safe.
Pisces, your dreams are vivid. Unfortunately, they involve Nicolas Cage teaching yoga on a unicycle. The stars warn, do not ignore this prophecy. It might be your future side hustle.
Thunderfloor.
Aries, your ambition today is to clean up your entire house. You'll get as far as wiping one counter before deciding dust adds character. Good news, your lucky number is $5 off DoorDash because you're ordering dinner anyway.
Savage little thing, isn't it?
Taurus, you're craving luxury, but your bank account screams dollar menu. Today, you'll convince yourself that buying name brand toilet paper is self-care. Spoiler, it is.
Sweet dreams.
Gemini, you'll try to multitask, texting, working, and microwaving pizza rolls simultaneously. The stars say you'll succeed until you realize you texted your boss. Hot pockets forever. Fire emoji.
Oh, shit.
Cancer Moonchild, you're extra emotional today. A car commercial with puppies will make you sob. Then you'll angrily eat 7 cupcakes. The stars encourage you to rebrand this as emotional cardio.
Oh, right, yeah. That makes perfect sense.
Leo, everyone is ignoring your group chat memes. Don't panic. It's not you. It's Mercury in Do Not Disturb. By 7 p.m., someone will finally respond with LOL and balance will be restored.
Now here's a party I can get excited about. Sign me up.
And finally, Virgo. You'll attempt to organize your closet, but instead spend 3 hours alphabetizing your spices. Congrats, you now know you own 6 jars of paprika. And those are your official DaWack In Da Morning horoscopes. Remember,
Don't leave home without them.
you've been listening to the always first, never last podcast with me, your nutty host, the incredible, edible Mr. Zach Wackalina. You can connect with me at ZachDaWack.com. That's ZachDaWack.com. You can find me on Facebook, Twitter, X, whatever it is, Instagram, MySpace, the Comic Strip, the Yellow Pages, Telepathy, Western Union, or call or text 984-DaWack1. That's 984-329-2251. Like the show, follow me, or subscribe, and please share this show with your friends. Available to hear on my host Podbean, that's Podbean. You can find me on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon, and most other podcasting apps, or always at ZachDaWack.com if that's easier for you. Thank you to all the awesome wackos, weirdos, reverts, preverts, dingbats, and jelloheads anonymous for any and all listens you can give. It means a lot. I am out of here like Vladimir until next time, and there will be a next time. Don't forget me, I won't forget you. I am Zach DaWack, saying if I'm lying, I'm dying. Grits ain't groceries, eggs ain't poultry, and Mona Lisa was a man. I'll be back Monday for another toe-sucking edition of the DaWack In Da Morning show. I will talk to you then. Same whack time, same whack channel. Whack out.
Bye, buckaroos.
Have a nice day.
Thank God it's Friday. Thank God it's Friday. It's Friday. It's Friday. ZachDaWack.com.
World, global, universal, and cosmological rights reserved. Mineral rights too.
Copyright 2025.